Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Alyssa. I am 34 years old and I'm documenting my financial journey here on YouTube. I'm back today to budget out another paycheck in YNAB. It's my second paycheck in April. Before I do that, I am in a different background. It's my house, but I am in our spare bedroom because my boyfriend and I just got back from being out of town. We were at my boyfriend's parents' house all weekend, dog sitting for them while they went out of town. So we just got back and my boyfriend is getting some stuff done downstairs, and I thought I could sneak away up here to record a video in the peace and quiet. Hopefully it's quiet. It's a really nice day, so there's a lot of commotion outside, like motorcycles going by and just enjoying the day. So hopefully it's not picking up too much on the mic. But yeah, it's been a really nice weekend. The weather's been great. We also went to an engagement party yesterday, and that explains a couple of my expenses that I have to take care of. So yeah, let's just jump on into it. So my ready to assign total up here is a little bit higher than normal. I did get my normal $15.50 weekly gross paycheck, but I also got an unexpected income here, $40.67 from a Facebook settlement payout. So I keep my eye out for class action lawsuits that I can sign up for. I think this one was one that got emailed directly to me. A lot of times they get contact information of people who may have been affected by whatever they're going after the company for. So I think I received an email and then I signed up to be a part of that settlement. And I think that was probably in 2023 that I signed up. And so it finally got paid out. It just randomly popped into my bank account and I was like, ooh, what's this? I didn't get like an email or anything that it was on its way. So that was a nice little surprise. And then I also cashed out $10.24 on the Upside app, which is a cashback app that I use every time I fill up for gas. And I do have a referral link down below where you can get extra cash back if you sign up using my link. So since this year I'm putting all of my extra income towards investing, that gives me $50.91 extra that I can put towards investing. Plus I always invest $500 from each paycheck. So I do have some uncategorized transactions. I think it's just one that I need to address, but let me just budget out this money first and then we'll go back and fix that. So the first thing I'm going to do is do that 50.91 plus $500 from my paycheck. There we go. And then as always, I need to assign another $275 from my paycheck towards taxes because I have to pay quarterly taxes. I do have a couple of payments coming out. I have to pay my 2024 taxes. I underestimated them a little bit, but as far as like what I owed, so I do owe a little bit more, but it wasn't too bad. And I keep a buffer in my tax savings for that purpose. So I actually didn't do too bad. And I would rather owe a little bit than have a refund, because then I get to like hold on to my money a little bit longer and collect interest, because they do the same thing to us. So I would rather, benefit as long as I can and pay them at the last possible second. So that's what I did. So did my taxes, that's going to come out. And then I do have a quarterly payment coming out on Tuesday on tax day. So that'll be a big blow to this category, but it's all budgeted for. So we can flip over to May now and get a little bit more ahead with the $775. And I think I'm just going to be a little boring and take care of, we will just finish out rent. The last $269 needed. We can fund utilities. Put my $115 in there. And then it really doesn't matter because this is all going to get filled out with my next few paychecks since I am a month ahead. But let's see what we can fund. Let's take out alcohol and meal kits and fund dining out and groceries. And then we can fund alcohol because that's 50. We'll fund that, and then we can put the last $16 into, whoops, 16. There we go. Put the last bit into meal kits. So let's flip back over to April and address, do I have any other overspending? No, but we need to take care of this transaction. What is this? I need to reconcile my accounts is what I need to do. But okay, cool. So I did get a statement credit on this card. We'll go ahead and approve that. And I guess we could budget that 16 cents somewhere else. And then what's my other transaction? Yes. So I went to the dentist, and unfortunately, I just found out that they no longer take my insurance, but it was too short of notice for me. Like, I don't like going to the dentist. I don't like having to schedule my appointment and stuff. So I was just like, I'm already like there. I'm just going to get this done. I got a cleaning done and everything looked good. So they weren't concerned about anything to do like x-rays or anything more expensive, but I did have to pay the cash self-pay price for that visit. And they said that they were going to run my insurance anyway to see if I could get any sort of refund back. I know nothing about insurance and how that would work, but I think I will just end up needing to find a different dentist, unfortunately. It's really disheartening to have to find a new dentist, but it is what it is. So we will just have to go ahead and categorize this in my medical category. And I will be overspent there, but I have the money in a sinking fund. So I have down in my banana stand here, I have this doctor fund with $500. So we are going to pull from that. And I'm going to have to figure out, I think I want to keep building this fund just like I do for our dog's vet fund. I have money constantly going in there because I do have some doctor's appointments that I want to knock out this year, hopefully, and this $500 is not going to cut it, especially because I am pulling from it now to go to the dentist. But I think I'm just going to come back to that. Maybe when I set up my May budget, when I run through it, I can make some adjustments to targets, but we'll leave it for now. At least I can cover my dentist appointment with that fund. Oops, doctor. Everything else is looking good. Oh, yes, but I need to input a couple of transactions. Okay, so this Walmart purchase, I need to split this, and I have my handy dandy receipt here. So we went, kind of a funny story. We were going to Walmart before the engagement party yesterday to get a card so that we could give them some cash for their engagement. And on the way into Walmart, my shoe broke, and we were dressed up really nice going into Walmart and picking up a card. So that was super embarrassing because they were like wedge sandals, like 3-inch wedges. So basically the top of the sandal came unglued from the wedge. So I was like hobbling around looking for shoes. And of course they keep the shoes at the very back of the store. So I was like hobbling over there. And luckily I did find some shoes that actually were way better for my dress than the ones that broke. And the ones that I broke weren't even mine. I had borrowed them from my mom because I did not have shoes that went with this dress. So yeah, fortunately, we were already there and I could fix my shoe situation before we got to the engagement party because that would have been even more embarrassing. But yeah, so for the shoes, we're going to take that out of my stuff and things category, which is empty. So we're going to have to cover that overspending as well. And that was $24.98. And then I'm going to add the tax, which is 9.75%. And then we bought, and you know what? I'm going to add, we had to buy a pen so that we could sign the card. So I'm actually going to add that into this category as well. $298 times 1.0975. Okay, and then this $656. Wow, I didn't realize we spent that much on the card, but that will come out of gifts and good vibes. $656. And we can do a little memo here. Shoes and pen. Okay, and then I do need to input one more thing on this card. It hasn't come through on its own yet, so we will add it manually. We went to Food Lion to pick up some groceries for when we were at my boyfriend's parents' house the first night. So I think all of this, oh, we bought some alcohol too. I'm gonna have to split this too and cover all of this overspending because I did not have anything left in the budget for these. So we'll do the alcohol first. It was a bottle of wine for $13.99, and that's going to be with the 9.75% tax. And then the rest of this is groceries. We bought a couple sandwiches, ice cream, and that was it, I guess. So the rest of this can go groceries. Oh, I need to put the total outflow, which was $38.26. And then this will tell me what I have left that went out towards groceries. Okay, now we get to go back to the budget and fix this mess that I just created that I had forgotten about because I hadn't input the transactions yet. So I think what I just need to do with this alcohol and groceries is cover this overspending with dining out, because my boyfriend and I split all of these costs except for the meal kits. Like he budgets more towards groceries and then I budget for all of the meal kits that we buy. And then we split like dining out expenses. But yeah, we just shuffle money around between these categories. It doesn't really matter how much we spend in each category. But yeah, so I'm just going to have to pull this from dining out. And then my boyfriend will just have to pick up the dining out tab a little bit more this month. So we covered that. So that's all good. And then I need to cover the stuff and things, which this is so funny because if you've been watching my channel for a while, basically last year I had like a, what do you call it? Like a breakdown of trying to stop being so granular with my budget, because when I first signed up for YNAB, categories were like these shiny new things. Like I was new to budgeting and I would look on Reddit and YouTube for category inspiration. Like making new categories was so exciting and fun for me, and like I just wanted to fund all these little categories, have them all green, but I was getting way too granular for what I needed. I was saving for things that just realistically would not come up even once a year for me, that were like not crazy purchases. For example, like buying clothing to go to a nice event like a wedding or an engagement party. I had not been to such a thing in the past like 5 or 6 years, And so when I originally set up my YNAB budget, I was saving for those things, but it was just kind of silly because I had this money set aside that it was such a like small amount of money in the grand scheme of things. Like saving this little chunk of cash for a 5-year period for like waiting for the day that I need to buy a dress for a wedding or something, which like that is the point of YNAB, to prepare for those things. But I was just, my goal last year was definitely to try to put as much money into the market as much as possible and keep less cash, save for like these little kind of like lock up. That's how I felt about what I was doing. I was like locking up my money and not being able to shift between categories, not being able to roll with the punches. Because yeah, I felt like once I gave $1 a job, that's its job till it dies. Like that's just how my mindset was. And then I did a whole budget refresh, which I can link to that down below too. I did kind of a fresh start, not an official fresh start in YNAB, but basically I reassigned all of my money that I had in my categories in a way that made sense, and I deleted a lot of categories. Maybe I feel like it was maybe at least a third of my categories that I deleted and became a little bit more generalized. So, for example, this stuff and things category is literally any physical object that I buy, like furniture, pens. Well, I guess not every physical object, like toilet paper. I need to sneeze. Okay, I'm back. So, like toilet paper would be household, but you get the point. Like furniture, a water bottle, clothing, things like that. That would all come out of this category. I used to have individual categories for a lot of those things, and I just realized it was too much. I didn't like the feeling of having my money locked up. Now I'm reaching this point where I do like having money set aside for specific purposes. And I like how if you watch Just Finance here on YouTube, they are another YNAB couple. They're married and they live in New York City, and I love watching their channel. Shout out to Just Finance. But Kaylee put it as she feels like when she spends money from a category that she has money budgeted in there, it feels like it was free. Like if she has money in her Costco category and they go to Costco, spend $100, and that was all budgeted for, it feels like it was free. Like she didn't spend the money. And I totally resonate with that. And so basically all this to say, I feel like this hurts that I didn't have this money budgeted for because I don't have a clothing category. And basically like I didn't have enough in this category to cover this clothing expense. I feel like I'm battling with wanting to create these individual categories again to feel like I have that free money, instead of feeling like it hurts me a little bit to shift money around from other categories. But what's funny about that is what having a clothing category is doing anyway. It's just in a different order. Like you're still prioritizing what you want to spend money on. It's just whether or not you set aside the money now or later, but it's all the same. You had the same money the whole time, and you're making that conscious decision about where to put your money. But now that I have a more generalized, like less granular budget, I have to roll with the punches a little bit more and pull from other categories. And yeah, I'm just finding that it's like it hurts a little bit more, and it feels like so much better to have the money already budgeted and ready to go for specific things. But it's a battle of like, I don't want to hang on to money that I don't need to hang on to for specific purposes, because then it just gets like locked up and I don't want to take from it, if that makes any sense. Let me know if any of you resonate with that. So, but yeah, that's kind of a battle right now in my head, is like, do I want to start adding more categories like furniture and decor because I'm spending a lot of money on that, or like clothing because it would be nice to have some money set aside for things such as this weekend where I need to buy an outfit for a special occasion that doesn't happen very often. But at the same time, like I can afford to roll with the punches, if that makes sense. So, yeah, just something I've been thinking about lately. Maybe I'll shake things up in a future budget with me video. But anyway, let's go ahead and fix this. I think I'm just going to fix this with I could move some money from gas. I didn't spend all my gas money. We could send that to stuff and things. Oh, and I just remembered I do have that statement credit we can pull too. We'll move that. And then I think I'm just going to cover the rest with my apartment fund. Yeah. I don't think I can really pull from anything else. I keep pulling from supplements because I don't need to make another purchase soon. Probably next month. And I assign 40. I could pull 913 from there. I should probably honestly adjust my supplements budget, but for now, we're sending that. Okay, and then actually I think I can unassign some from meal kits too. Yeah, I have I put in my scheduled transactions and I have 58 cents left over. Do like this. Move 58 cents to stuff and things. And then this 1953 hurts a little bit less to pull from my apartment fund. Okay, there we go. All of the overspending is covered. I can snooze this. And we are good to go. All right, thank you so much for watching. This was a little bit longer and a rambly one, but hopefully it wasn't too boring or chaotic. I can't get this off the screen. Oop, okay. Anyway, I hope you all had an amazing weekend and have a great week, and I will catch you guys in the next Budget With Me video. All right, bye guys.